What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we are back with the NFL content. Went with an NBA video yesterday, 2 days ago, whatever. But today we are back with our NFL weekly predictions. Week 9 already. I say this every video, and I keep bringing it up. How in the hell is it week 9? I don't know. Appreciate every NFL game that is still on TV. Appreciate there's a finite of NFL games you get to watch in your life. If I can give you advice, watch as many as you can and enjoy them. One game that I watched and I regretted was Baltimore versus Miami. I would have picked Baltimore. You guys know I'm lazy and I end up filming these after Thursday Night Football. But the Baltimore Ravens, they're on the rise. Miami is just dog. So obviously I would have chose them. Next up is my Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take the Lions in this one, obviously. The Lions are just the better team. Minnesota is in free fall. JJ McCarthy, I'm a Michigan fan. Y'all know this, but in the NFL, he has not been very good so far. I still believe in you, buddy, but not today. Not against this defense. We're getting Terry Arnold back. I do believe Kirby Joseph will not play. Brian Branch also coming back. So this is going to be a really good game for the Lions. Minnesota, it just seems like every time we play, Justin Jefferson goes off for like 150 yards, except for week 18 last year, like the only one that ever mattered. He shit the bucket, so there's that. I picked Detroit in that one. Chicago versus Cincinnati. You guys know I'm a Lions fan, so obviously I'm going to be biased against Chicago. But with Cincinnati losing to the Jets, I legitimately thought the Jets might go 0-17 this year, and Cincinnati somehow lost them. So I got to pick Chicago here. Moving on is going to be Green Bay versus Carolina. Green Bay, the number 1 overall seed in the NFC, not for long, but this week they will remain top of the NFC. I could see Carolina winning this, honestly. They somehow find a way to beat good teams. They just beat the Buffalo, or no, they didn't beat the Buffalo. They lost to Buffalo. But they can eke out a couple wins versus good teams. This will not be one of those games, in my opinion. I could see it happening, though. Moving on to the next game is Denver versus Houston. Houston is just ass. CJ Stroud maybe is not the answer in Houston, which is like a crazy thing. If you would have told us after rookie year Stroud, nobody would have believed you. But I'm a big proponent of letting quarterbacks cook. Peyton Manning threw the rookie record for interceptions, so you never know. Maybe CJ Stroud, just had a stellar rookie year, and he's fallen off a little bit, but I wouldn't give up on him yet if I'm Houston. I do think Denver will win. Bo Nix, I think he's playing at a very high level, as well as that whole Denver team. They went at home and beat a very talented Dallas offense. They held them to 22 points, which is good on Denver's defense, but I do think Denver will win that game. Next up is going to be Atlanta versus New England. Atlanta is literally the most flippy-floppy team I've ever seen or heard of in the NFL. Excuse me. It just seems like they'll go out there and lose by 30 to the freaking Panthers, and then they beat the Buffalo Bills the other week. So I really don't know what to think of Atlanta. And then they're facing New England. Drake May for MVP. No, I'm just kidding. Not quite an MVP, but he's top 5 for sure in this MVP race. I will pick New England in that. San Francisco versus the Giants. I'm going to pick San Francisco in this. Giants without Scadaboo. Jackson Dart's going to have to carry the load a little bit more. Not that I don't believe in him. I do love Jackson Dart. But, a rookie quarterback versus a solid team. I'm going to pick San Francisco here. Next up is Indy versus Pittsburgh. You guys know my opinions on Indy if you watch these videos. Every week I say they're not as good as their record shows. They're 7-1. So, it gets to a point where maybe they are that good. If they could go out there and win a couple playoff games, I'll do like a punishment. Whatever the top comment is, as long as it's not too vile, I will do it. If the Indianapolis Colts win a playoff game, I'm so confident that they won't. They will beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers are on a 2-game losing streak. They lost to the Packers last week. They should have won that game if they didn't blow their lead. Nevertheless, I'm going to pick Indy in that one. Just a hot team against a team that's just trash these last couple of weeks. Next up is the LA Chargers, versus Tennessee. I'm going to pick the Chargers here. This game will be closer than expected. The Chargers will win games, but they just won't win by how much they should win against these trash teams. That being said, I think they'll win like what 24-20 or something like that. They'll get it done, but I do think this will be closer than expected. Next up is the LA Rams versus New Orleans. No doubt here, LA Rams are going to win this one. The Saints, I mean, what is there to say about the Saints, honestly? Let's be real. What does anybody have a positive thought about the Saints ever? That's what I thought. Let's keep it rolling. Jacksonville versus Las Vegas. Jacksonville with some very bad news. Travis Hunter is out for the rest of the year with a knee surgery. So a big blow to their offense and their defense. You know, he goes both ways, but ayo. But I still think BTJ, Trevor Lawrence, they'll get the job done. Their defense is pretty solid. Las Vegas, again, do you have anything positive to say other than Brock Bowers, Max Crosby, and Ashton Jeanty? Crickets. That's what I thought. Next up will be Kansas City versus Buffalo. This is the game of the week, in my opinion. And everyone knows how these games go. If this is in the playoffs, KC by 20. Since this is in the regular season, I'm going to go with Buffalo here. I mean, we all know that Buffalo will never beat Kansas City in the postseason. Clip this. Post it anywhere. Buffalo will never beat Kansas City in the postseason. But if it's the regular season, they've got a shot, and I think they have the edge in this one. Although the Kansas City Chiefs are very hot, I could see this one going either way. Which is a 50-50 coin toss. I'm going to be a hater and say the Bills will win because nobody likes the Chiefs. Let's be real. Next up will be Seattle versus Washington, Sunday Night Football. Why does Washington keep getting primetime games? Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels isn't playing. We're having to watch Marcus Mariota play in the Big 25. 10 years ago, give Marcus Mariota a primetime game. He deserved it. He's the number 2 overall pick, but he blew a shot in the league. But now he's just a backup, so... I mean, Seattle, I also think they're in a similar boat to Indy. I don't think they're as good as their record shows. Sam Darnold, I think we know who Sam Darnold is. I think we saw who Sam Darnold was the last 3 games of the season last year. He puts up a terrible performance versus the Lions, loses the 1 seed. They go on the road to the Rams, I'm pretty sure, and they just play like shit, and they lose. Most of that was on Sam Darnold. I'll give them the win right now, but mark my words, another bold prediction. Seattle is not as good as their record will show. Now, if they go out there and beat the Lions in the playoffs, I'll shut up. But Seattle, not as good as everyone thinks they are. Dallas versus Arizona, our last game, Monday Night Football. I'm usually a Cowboys hater, but this year I've actually been picking them a lot. Arizona, we don't know if Kyler Murray is going to be back. I don't think it really matters. I do think Dallas will win here. I don't think Arizona can keep up with Dallas offensively. Maybe if Dak is still not healthy, we don't know at this point. If Dak can play, I don't think it's going to be close. But if it is, I think it could go either way. But I'm still going to pick Dallas. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, they're just too talented to be stopped no matter who's throwing them the football. So, I mean, I'm going to pick Dallas in that. And that will wrap up the video. I know you guys like the video, so just drop a like on the video. You guys are just trolling. You're watching the video, and you're not liking it. I don't like it at all. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.